Kristen had one job this morning.
I'm so sorry.
One job.
Dang it.
Now, I still have this blue nail polish on my fingers.
But that's a sign of a good Bert's Big Adventure, man.
It's not often where a man will text a woman in the middle of the day and go, hey, do you have nail polish remover you can bring in?
No, well, so you texted me at a weird time. It wasn't in the middle of the day. It was like around 6 o'clock or something. And a notification pops up on my phone. And we had a beautiful day yesterday. So I'm sitting outside with my neighbor. We're watching the kids play in the front yard. And I'm like, oh, Bert texted me. Thinking like, what could this be, you know?
Must be an emergency.
Right?
Bert's reaching out.
I know. And I started laughing and I'm like, he needs nail polish remover. And she was like, she looked at me, so she's like, why would he need nail polish remover? I'm like, he lets the little girls paint his nails on Bert's Big Adventure.
And obviously there's no nail polish remover in my house, and it seemed like a tremendous chore just to go to Target to get, how much does that stuff even cost?
I have no idea. Mine's real old, but it still works.
As long as it works, I don't care.
So I'm assuming you didn't match the shirt with the polish on purpose.
No, it wasn't on purpose.
Okay.
That's just a nice bonus. All right, Mo, I took a little extra caffeine this morning knowing this was coming, but I still don't feel confident.
So yesterday we started the Bert Show version of the Family Feud Fast Money rounds, and Kristen and Abby both went, and you both did really well. Kristen needs to find a Family Feud set immediately and get on it to try to win some cash money rounds. She was amazing.
Didn't you go to a Family Feud taping and you were really excited about it, but it took like 12 hours and you bailed on the second one or something?
No. We stayed the distance. We were there all day. So my friend Mike Morris, who works for you over at Pioneer, your podcasting company, his family, the Morrises were chosen for Family Feud. So Tommy and I went to a Family Feud taping because they tape here in Atlanta. And they tape multiple episodes, right? And so you go through multiple families. And the family may or may not get chosen depending on who's there that day. And they were the very last family to go. And I'm not kidding you. We spent all day there. And Steve Harvey, and he's changing suits because, it's different episodes. And you have to stay hyped the whole time because they're asking you to cheer and stuff. And they have like the hype guy who's working the crowd. But in between takes, I felt like I was getting lectured and preached at because Steve Harvey likes to talk to the audience.
He does.
That tracks.
He does, man.
And I got to a certain point, I was like, stop telling me how to live my life. I just want to see my friend Mike and Lindsay answer some of your stupid questions. Like, this is what I'm here for, not for somebody to tell me how to live my life.
You know what we really should do later in the show today, or maybe save it for tomorrow? Like, what are the most overrated experiences?
That was overrated.
Yeah, like going to a game show is overrated. I think being an extra on a set also, because there's just a lot of waiting around and nothing going on. I would also suggest mostly backstage passes are overrated also. There's a lot of nothing going on backstage, but that might be fun later on today.
Okay. Well, this idea came from when Bert was once on a game show, and I've always heard people say if you ever get on a game show, it's a lot harder with the lights on when you have to do it with all of the pressure on. Let's play the Bert Show's version of Fast Money Round.
I am not feeling confident about this.
You were very brave yesterday, Bert, wanted to do this first thing in the morning.
Yeah, because we did it like at 8 yesterday,
We
and
did.
Kristen and Abby nailed all of them, but the real test is doing it this early in the morning when your brain's not working.
There you go. All right, so let's see what we can do. You ready?
Yeah.
You up first.
Okay.
20 seconds on the clock.
Bring it.
5 questions. Clock starts when you answer the first question. All right?
You already know I'm not good under pressure.
Yeah.
This has been established over 20 years.
Name something you might do if you can't sleep.
Take a sleeping pill.
Name a type of music that people listen to at a party.
Hip hop.
Name a food you might find at a barbecue.
Chicken.
Name something you would pack for a beach trip.
A blanket.
Name a country that speaks Spanish.
Spain.
Should have said Delaware.
It didn't feel awful.
I think you did pretty good.
Didn't feel awful.
Let's see how you did. Name something you might do if you can't sleep at night. You said take a sleeping pill. That is not on the board.
How is that possible?
That is 0 points.
What'd you want? Delta 8? That's not going to be on there either.
The top 5 answers are, number 1 is read a book. Then it's watch a TV, listen to music, drink water, check your phone.
Smoke weed didn't come in there at all.
It did not. Not even a little bit. I think your go-to-sleep habits may be different than the average person. Number 2, name a type of music you listen to at a party. You said hip-hop. That is the number 2 answer.
Damn right.
50 points.
Damn right it is.
Number 1 answer was pop music. Name a food you might find at a barbecue. I'm going to be honest. I don't remember what you said.
He said chicken.
Chicken. Wow. That is not on the board.
What?
Did not make it.
Who cooks chicken at a party barbecue?
I was going to say hot dogs or burgers.
I was going to say barbecue chicken.
I mean, but chicken should be at least in the top 5. What are the others?
I can see how it's debatable. Number 1 was hot dogs. Number 2 is burgers. 3 is corn on the cob. 4 is ribs. 5 is potato salad.
Potato salad over chicken? I'm calling Steve Harvey right now.
I'm with you. I'm not mad at you. Number 4, name something you would pack for a beach trip. You said towel.
Blanket.
We gonna give it to him? It's technically the number 1 answer is towel.
He didn't say towel. He said blanket.
Then there's no points. You get nothing.
So long as I got 50 on the first one, my partner's halfway there.
That's true.
And if I don't get this one right,
So, to give the answers, sunscreen, swimsuit,
Yeah.
sandals, and sunglasses were acceptable answers. Name a country that speaks Spanish. You said Spain.
if that's not on the board, I'm walking out of here.
That is on the board. That is the number 2 answer for 60 points.
All right.
Mexico was number 1 for 80.
All right. So I'm already over the 100.
You are.
So my partner wouldn't even need to come out.
Yep.
No, you crushed. Are we doing one more round or we done here?
No, Cass.
Cassie, you up?
Yeah, let's do it.
I love going up against an Emory grad. This will be fun.
All right, so how many points total did you get?
110.
110 is the number to beat, Cass.
All right, 110 is the number to beat. 20 seconds on the clock, 5 questions. Clock starts after your first question. You ready?
How's chicken not on there?
Name something that people do when they wake up in the morning.
Brush their teeth.
Name a type of tree you might see in a park.
Pine tree.
Name something people often forget to bring with them when they go on vacation.
Sunscreen.
Name a place where people spend a lot of time sitting down.
Coffee shop.
Name something people do at a wedding.
Dance.
All right?
Woo!
Okay.
All right. Good answer.
Thank
Good
you.
answer.
Let's see how you did. Said name something that people do when they wake up in the morning. You said brush your teeth. That is the number 1 answer.
All right. Thankfully.
Get out of bed, stretch, use the bathroom, and eat breakfast. We're all on the board.
How many points on that one?
It's 50 points.
Okay.
Name a type of tree you might see in a park. You said pine. That is the number 2 answer.
Yay!
That is 40 points. Oak,
Not 90.
You're
Maple.
at 90 already, yeah.
This is where it ends.
oak, maple, birch, and willow were also on the board. Name something people often forget to bring with them when they go on vacation. You said,
Sunscreen.
that was not on the board.
What?
I would have, yeah.
It's probably like deodorant or toothpaste.
Toothbrush was the number 1 answer. Passport, tickets, sunglasses, chargers were top 5 answers.
Those people are stupid.
Yeah.
Nasty.
At least they're brushing their teeth.
Name a place where people spend a lot of time sitting down. You said?
Coffee shop.
That was also not on the board. Number 1 answer was living room. Then it was office, car, restaurant, movie theater.
So right now it would be, if we were competing against each other, it'd be 110 to 100. Do I have that
90.
right?
90.
Okay.
You need 20 points to win. 21 points to win. Name something people do at a wedding. You said dance. For the win, that was the number 1 answer.
How many people?
60 points.
Okay. Thankfully, the timing of this couldn't be any better. I have a therapy appointment set up later on today. Thankfully, right? So I'm not doing them often now, but I'm doing them like once a month, and I need it right now. And I don't know if you guys go through these periods or not, but there are just sometimes, a couple of times a year, where I just feel, dang, I almost hate saying it, man, because I do have it really good. Joyless and restless. Joyless and restless. Like I can't find joy in like anything that I'm really doing. Like I'm going through the motions, but I don't really feel like I'm absorbing it. And I just feel like I'm trying to get to the next mediocre project to cross it off my list, but I'm not enjoying anything fully.
Yeah. So I don't connect with the word joyless, but I do catch myself, and you and I tend to be on the same cycle, that I'm not getting enjoyment, and it's not because of the things I'm doing aren't joyful. It's that there's so much on my plate. I'm constantly looking to the next thing. So I can't be fully in the moment to enjoy and appreciate what I'm doing because I got a million other things in my head that I'm looking towards. So it's similar but different.
I have found myself over the course of the last week and a half saying, well, at least you're not Cassie. I have used Cassie as my inspiration because it really does seem like Cassie at every turn seems like there's something going on in her life. In fact, a lot of us on Bert's Big Adventure this weekend were talking about how concerned we were about you because everybody has a breaking point, and it feels to me and us like time and time again you're going through these major crisis things that are going on. So I've been looking at you and using you as inspiration. I'm like, well, at least I'm not Cass.
Major crisis like having to leave Bert's Big Adventure early because my husband might have had to go to the hospital. Things like that. It's fine.
And it's been one thing after the other for you, right? And then when I get like that, then I start to get lazy, where everything just seems like it's a chore, even the smallest little thing on my to-do list. Then I start sort of, separating myself from friends and disconnecting is the word that I'm looking for. So I'm going through it right now, and I'm not exactly sure how to pull myself out of it. And usually it's just time. Or I find like when I start attacking these things rather than being lazy about it, if I get proactive, then it tends to snap me out of it. But I feel like my confidence is kind of waned right now, and I just can't seem to get out of it.
It's been the same for me for mostly like the last few years, I would say.
Years?
Yeah, the joyless part for sure. It when you said it just feels like you're going through the motions, like that's what it's felt like. I've been trying to pinpoint exactly why for the longest. I really don't think I can, but normally what happens is something with time, something will happen and then it just clicks. And I'll be able to look back on it and go, that's what it was. But usually as I'm going through it, I can't really see it, but I've experienced the same thing.
Yeah, so when it's long term like that and you don't snap out of it, like to me that would indicate depression. But interestingly enough, ADHD can cause periods of joylessness and social withdrawal. So if that's something that you're struggling with, that could be it. But there's no easy fix for it, I don't think, besides making yourself snap out of it, like you just said.
And I'm still working on all that also.
For me, I think I hear the word snap out of it. And I think if I had heard those words when I was going through periods of joylessness, because I've absolutely been there, that it would feel like it's somehow in my control. And I don't think it is. I think the overarching thing here is like sometimes it does just take time. For me, I think my most recent bout of joylessness, and I think maybe I labeled it as depression, was I felt like I was going through the motions and I felt like my life was starting to feel like not monotonous, but it was either staying the same or things in my life were getting worse. And it wasn't until I was able to take like some tangible steps that felt like I was accomplishing something, even if it's just responding to that email that's giving you anxiety for the last 2 weeks, it gives you like those little hits of dopamine that sort of rebuild your confidence and your self-trust that help you feel like a more capable human again.
Gosh, and here I am coming off like Bert's Big Adventure, which gives you so much perspective in life. And I've said this to Kristen time and time again. One of my favorite things to say is try easier, right? But then you come off a trip like that and you're supposed to be experiencing, I think, this different kind of perspective. And when I'm not, I'm just like, what is the matter with you?
Are you struggling with your purpose?
I don't know. I think I've always kind of struggled with that, even though I feel like I've left a wake of goodness behind me.
For sure you have.
Yeah.
And if anything, after seeing what we experienced and what was accomplished on Bert's Big Adventure, because I know your legacy has always been something that you've thought about. I would hope after a trip like that, you would see the wake of good that you have left, and that would leave you fulfilled. So
Right.
I'm curious as to why.
Right. Part of the frustration is I agree with you and I don't.
Yeah.
So it's a well-timed therapy session today. I'm going to pay her double today. The Academy Awards are right around the corner, and I think if you get to a certain age, you just start to miss the experience of actually going to the movies. Life gets in the way. I know that when some of the nominations and some of the other award shows were rattled off, I'm like, what? Who? And when I was younger, I would have known every single one of them. But those days are gone, Rebecca.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood's biggest night is this Sunday. I'm excited. I am always excited.
I'm always excited for the fashion. Like I'm a bigger fan of the red carpet than I am the actual awards ceremony.
The fashion is really fun. Obviously, like Zendaya will be there. Timmy will be there. I like his fits this run.
Which, by the way, made me think. I don't know why I'm going back to Stank Tank with Jackson and Mikey. But remember when we were trying to find an icon to wear the shrivel shirt, the wrinkled shirt, so nobody had to do laundry anymore?
Oh, Zendaya.
Duh.
Yeah.
Zendaya. If she wears a wrinkled shirt, everybody's going to be wearing a wrinkled shirt.
Truthfully.
I thought you were going to say Timothée Chalamet because that seems very up his alley for some
It does
reason.
seem like Timothée Chalamet would wear a wrinkled shirt.
Yeah, he's going more Tommy Bahama these days.
He's really trying to be like a chill fashion dude.
I don't know if it's because of he's assumed the Bob Dylan personality or what's going on with him.
Maybe it's like that Austin Butler thing where you like take the personality traits of that character that you've been embodying for the last couple of years. For Austin Butler, it was the voice, and for Timothée Chalamet, it's his bad fashion sense.
I haven't been following it too closely, but it seems like every time that I'm looking at another entertainment site, more A-listers have signed up to announce the awards this year. Why has there been such an influx? What does it have to do with?
I don't know.
I mean, normally when you're a presenter, it's because you are promoting, like you have something to promote, a project of some sort. But with the Oscars, that's not typically the case. A lot of the times what they've done is whatever that category is, they have a past winner come out and present that category. So like, Best Actress will be a most recent Best Actress winner, and et cetera.
So what are we focusing on this morning?
Yes, this year I am challenging you guys to go up against me, the Bert Show cinephile, and I still really like that word. I think it's a fun word because
Sounds a little dirty if you think about it.
Anything with file at the end.
Yeah.
It doesn't fly right.
Start with saying that.
It's got good mouth feel for me. So at this point, I've seen all of the Best Picture noms.
You have.
I have. And I feel like I've seen most of the movies with like smaller nominations, except for like documentary and foreign films, because like, who cares, I guess?
See, I like those because sometimes there are subtitles, so you're getting credit for watching a movie and reading at the same time.
Ooh, okay, so I would guess you guys have probably only seen Wicked.
Correct.
Yeah.
I have not.
We have not. Mo and I had a plan. We were going to go one night, have some beers, and go see Wicked. We both backed out. Yeah, we both backed out.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You're going to need something a little stronger than beers. Knowing what the two of you all like and like the amount of sports you talk during commercial breaks, you're going to need something a little stronger if you two bros are going to go see Wicked.
That's fair.
So I got the idea for a challenge because you guys know when like people ask like their babies or their dog to fill out their fantasy football draft.
Yeah.
So you guys are my babies and my dog.
Okay. I'm flattered.
I'm challenging you guys to beat me at the Oscars Fantasy League.
Okay.
So
Okay.
in front of each of you is a ballot. By the end of today, I want each of you to select your picks for
my
what
God.
movie will win. There's a lot.
There's so many.
There are so many.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah,
Wow.
This goes hand in hand with the generation that we're living in now. It used to be 5 movies that were nominated, but now it's like 48.
Oh, yeah.
48 in every category.
Yeah,
right, so-
we're going through all the teeny, tiny little awards.
Let's go ahead and look at Best Picture because that's going to be that's obviously the biggest award of the night. So nominations are Anora, The Brood List, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked.
I am so out of touch. I have not seen one of these movies.
They're all a complete unknown for me.
You haven't seen any of them?
Not one of them.
How about
So
you
it's like
guys,
when you're
besides Wicked?
It's like when you're betting on the ponies. You're like, ooh, I like that name.
Yeah,
I'm just going
right?
to choose that one.
Have you guys, the rest of you guys, seen all these movies?
No, I've seen Wicked and that's it. That's the
it.
rest of the world.
Okay.
Yeah, I've only seen Wicked.
Yeah, I've seen them all.
Okay.
And honestly, I guess I will make my pick right now. I'm
Okay.
telling you that the winner of Best Picture this Sunday at the Oscars is going to be The Substance.
No, that's biased.
Okay, that's what I want to win, but I don't care. The Substance will win.
No, it will not. The Brutalist will win.
You're right. You're absolutely right. The Holocaust movie.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, is that what it's about?
Yeah, write it down. Write that down right now.
Started with a B. My name is B.
Yeah, so I am challenging you guys to beat me, who has seen all or most of these movies. And if you win, you get this little trophy that is plastic. It's sitting in my Amazon cart and it says, "Your did it."
Your did it.
Your did it.
Let's have it.
This group doesn't even need that. We are so competitive with each other. Even when we're playing the most superficial games, there's nothing on the line. We're still very competitive.
Oh, I'm taking you down.
I found another one I saw. under animated feature film, Inside Out 2. That was really cute.
Okay.
I'm going to vote for that one.
That's good. Do you guys want to do some like rapid fire picks?
Well, as I'm looking at this whole list, to be honest with you, no disrespect to Hollywood, but we say this every year. The show is so long. So long. I'm looking at all of the categories. There really are only 5 that we're interested in. We could wrap this whole thing up in 1 hour.
They got to sell those ad dollars. They know we're going to stick around for the end for Best Picture, so they got to drag it out as long as possible.
And these people deserve to be recognized. This is their art.
Does it have to be during prime time, though?
We could have recognized them by actually going to go see their film, but we didn't.
When you go to a festival, not everybody makes the main stage. So maybe they should have like
They do that.
Do they?
Yeah, no, there's another I don't know what it's called.
Are those the movies we actually heard of?
No. It's
like a
not,
side stage.
it's not. It's like a day before or something like that, and it's like the technical Oscars or something. So they go more in depth with like the production aspect of it. So that's the stuff that doesn't make the TV.
I'm going with Kieran Culkin just because I've seen him in other things and he's really good.
Oh, so are you looking at actor?
Supporting role, actor in a supporting role.
Okay.
That's a strong one, actually.
Yeah,
Is it?
Yeah,
it is.
that's a good choice.
Because he won the Golden Globe.
Yes, I believe he did for A Real Pain, which is also a great movie about two Jewish people going to Poland.
Because Jeremy Strong, remember, Kieran Culkin and Jeremy Strong, who both were featured in Succession.
Such a great show.
Such a great show. And Jeremy Strong's face when Kieran Culkin won the award, because, he's such a method actor, which is why he was in that Dunkin' Donuts commercial, like
Yes.
submerging himself in coffee beans.
Right? Okay. So we're going to go through every single one of these and see who can do the best and who can beat you.
Yes. Good luck.
I do think your analogy was very smart in the beginning, saying, like when you typically do like NFL picks, it's the 5-year-old that ends up crushing because other people are like researching it and spending so much time. When you don't have an education, you might be better at it.
Hey, my 3, almost 4-year-old called the Super Bowl, man. I asked who was going to win. He said the green team. And look at that. The green team won.
Wish you would have told me before the game.
He also had a 50-50 chance.
Whatever.
Jackson is determined to catch them all. And it's driving you crazy. Pokemon cards?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I know.
Is this is still a thing?
I thought it went away too.
I did too.
It's bigger than ever now.
Oh yeah, have you
Really?
seen like the vending machines with the Pokemon cards now?
What? There's no way it's bigger now than when Pokemon Go was a thing.
That was pretty.
That
crazy.
was huge.
That was huge.
You're right.
That
That
was
was like
wild.
a cultural phenomenon.
I'd be walking around campus and like losers would be bumping into me being like, where's my Pokemon? Look up, Jason. Where are you going?
I think it is, though. I think maybe with like accepting Jackson, younger people. Because I know a dad who goes to like the store and will buy the Pokemon cards and he sits in the car with his son and unwraps them like it's their thing.
Aw, well, that's really sweet.
I will say, so Jimmy was just at a birthday party. He's 3, and inside his goodie bag were a couple of Pokemon cards. And then my nephew, Eli, who is 6, that's all he requested for Christmas this past year. He wanted the binder with the pages, with the cards. So I was like, oh, Pokemon's still a thing with the littles. You're not a little, though.
Yeah, it's children and myself.
Okay.
Jackson, I played Pokemon like 3 days ago.
There you
video
go.
game. I love Pokemon.
See, thank you,
Are
guys.
you doing it as an investment or because I'm just looking at the number 1 Pokemon card in the world, the most valuable one, is worth $5.275 million.
Shut up.
That's
Okay.
the Pikachu Illustrator card.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That might interest. Explain, Jackson.
Okay, so the problem is for you to get valuations like that, those are for all of the old sets that are never going to be printed again. Finding those is basically impossible. There's like 4 of those cards, or maybe 1 specifically of that one that exists total right now.
Logan Paul is the one that owns that.
Of course. He
Yeah,
does.
during his fight with Floyd, he actually came out with that chained around his neck with
Oh,
like
that's
the
what that
diamonds
was?
around it. Yeah, it had the card in it.
Stop it.
Got it. I'm so
That is
confused.
whack.
All right.
Yeah.
We're literally a caricature of ourselves.
Yeah, I know. It's like a giant spoof parody bit that everyone is doing just constantly, right? I wish that I could say it's an investment. And I think originally when I, started picking this up a few months ago, it was like, it's a hobby. And then I was like, oh, there's some real value in this. Oh, it's an investment. But the amount of time and money that I've put into this at this point, it can no longer be considered either of those. It's just straight up gambling is what I'm doing.
How much? How many
Kristen, don't do this
cards?
to me.
How many cards? How many hours? How many dollar bills?
Okay, so I go and look for. So I'll say that when I started out in this hobby, like it was pretty popular, but I picked the worst time possible because it has exploded in popularity in the last, like I would say, 2 to 3 months. Where before I could go to any old Target and there'd be cards on the shelves, I'd be able to get what I want, leave, no big deal, right? Now it's like a war zone out there. You go to any Target and the shelves are totally cleared. People who will go and find the exact times of restocks and they'll hide cards underneath shelves so that they can go back and get them. There's a huge scalping market that is out of control where they'll go and they'll buy up the entire inventory and then resell them for like a significantly higher price. It's crazy. So I would say I go looking for cards after I leave the studio probably 3 out of 5 days a week.
It's okay.
And
I was about to say 4 and dialed it down.
He's like, what's the pathetic number? Right?
Depends on the week, okay?
You know 3 doesn't start with an F, right?
I have a route that I take of like 2 or 3 different targets that I hit. Also, the vending machines are in Kroger's. And then I've talked to enough employees now to where I know restock dates and times, so I can kind of time it a little bit better for myself.
Oh my God.
You could be working for the CIA with that kind of like intel drive.
I mean, I put a lot of time into this. And so each pack is roughly $5. Okay. And I've probably on average spent maybe $100 or more a week.
A week?
A week.
That's crazy town.
For the last couple of months.
The last few months. I mean, we're in the thousands of dollars now.
Hey,
So if you were to spend $100 a week for the next year, that's over $5,000.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
And again, because I don't understand hobbies, I wish I did. I always have to do something that has an end game. I appreciate a hobby from other people. Is this strictly a hobby for you, or is there an end game?
The end game is broke.
The end game is bankruptcy.
It's funny because there's like there's multiple different sets that are out at any given time, and each set has one specific what they call the chase card. This is what everybody wants. It's the most valuable card.
What's the current chase card?
So the current chase card in this most recent set is
use the words.
So
use the dorky words.
Okay, the set is called Prismatic Evolutions.
Okay.
And the chase card is the Umbreon Special Illustration Rare.
It just gets worse.
Have you ever felt less cool than you do right now?
The main question: do you still have a girlfriend?
She's just as into it as I am.
Love it.
Okay.
Love this for you guys.
She's fully committed into this just the same as me. Like, we go out together on the hunt for these cards like a lot of weekends.
You just gave me a great idea for a daily bit for us. What was yesterday's rock bottom? Okay.
This is not rock bottom.
Yes, it is.
Everybody has a rock bottom during their day, and it's going to change up and down.
Okay.
Chasing a Pokemon card from
No, that may be your rock bottom, but it's not his rock bottom.
Agreed. We'd have to take a look at our own lives and go, okay, here's what I'm presenting you with today.
I think if I was, in a couple of years and I look back to this, maybe I could say that it's rock bottom. But right now, I'm running on a crazy high when I'm looking for these.
I see the sparkle, and I don't know what your girlfriend's going to say, but I see the sparkle in your eyes when you talk about Pokemon cards. Which, by the way, you've talked about your girlfriend on this show multiple times. I have never seen that sparkle in your eyes right now.
It's so foul.
About Pokemon
Did him dirty. Oh my gosh.
Why would bury that? I thought it was rock bottom. It turns out that Kristen dug in even deeper.
There's a lower level.
It really is. So this specific card that I'm talking about here goes for about $1,400, $1,500.
Okay.
So that's pretty hefty. And then there's a whole nother aspect to this entire thing where after you get the card, you look at it and you can get it graded by one of like 5 or 6 grading companies that are out there. Okay. So you pay $15 on top of what you've already spent to ship the cards out. And then they inspect the cards and look at it and they give it a rating on a scale of 1 through 10. And if you get a perfect 10, then it increases the value like 3 or 4 times the amount. Okay.
Here's Jordan. Good morning, Jordan. You are part of the Bert Show.
Hey, how are you? Yo, Jackson, just keep going. My son, he does Pokemon cards, and we got that card from Walmart. He pulled it like a month ago from Walmart. But he's also like 7, so he doesn't really care. He just has it in the binder.
What?
Well, congratulations.
Are you
Just
guys?
let you know.
You're gonna start hitting up Walmarts now, too.
Yeah,
aren't you?
right.
Walmarts are usually the worst for me. Those are usually the ones that I don't touch because they're always totally bare and dry.
Really?
So
Yeah.
Jordan, is the card that he's describing the one he said is like worth $1,500 now?
Yeah, I looked it up online. Like once you could take a picture, so I went to Google thing and I took the picture of it, and it was the exact card that everybody's looking for. And my son goes, "Oh, cool," and puts it in his binder. And I'm like,
Don't bend it.
My son would be mad at me. That card gonna go missing.
Oh,
Just-
yeah. That's daddy tax
That's
right there.
that's daddy's card.
That's daddy's tax.
Just remember, it's not rock bottom. It's geek chic. It's rock bottom when you become Post Malone and you spend $800,000 on a Magic the Gathering card.
You know, if I had enough money to spend $800,000 on a card, I think I would honestly do it at this point.
Here's Brian, who is an adult collector also. Hey, Brian, good morning.
Good morning, guys. Love your show, by the way. Long time P1.
Thank you.
But, man, do what you want to do. I'm an adult. I'm a content creator and a collector. I do get a little bit of money from it when I do content on TikTok. And if you go down the Pokemon world on TikTok, there are probably hundreds of people who make money, and this is their living, is doing this online. So keep doing what you're doing, bud. I have my own collection over $25,000 over the past 20 years.
Yeah, you certainly have the potential to make more there than you do here.
I've been thinking about starting a TikTok channel for it because I've got to I got to recoup some of the money somehow, and I am deep in that Pokemon algorithm on there. Let me tell you.
Hey, we're giving you a hard time, man, but if it's giving you joy, keep doing it, man.
Do what you love,
Yes.
love what you do.
I will.
We didn't think we'd find anybody brave enough to take on Katie and Mo in a game of spades here because these guys have been playing with each other for years, right?
Yeah. We played a couple games together, and it normally did not go our way.
All I know is I felt like you guys at some point or another said you had a chemistry when it came to spades. You were taking on other people at the radio station, kind of crushing.
We won a championship, Mo. Did you forget that?
You forget about all
We
that.
got a ring from Amy when we had the thing at Vicky's house.
Oh, we did win one. We did. I for some reason only remember the other times that we didn't.
Focus on the positive,
My
not the
bad.
negative.
Right, we did win one of them.
So we made the challenge. Anybody want to come in here and take Katie and what's your name again?
I'm Mo.
And Mo on, and to see if they could take you guys down, right? And we found some challengers, and they are feeling themselves. So tomorrow, Kiani and Josh are coming in here to take the two of you guys on, okay? And they got words for you already.
What's up, it's Josh.
Hey, Kiani.
And we coming. We ready to play.
Ready.
So y'all go ahead and be ready.
Ready.
We'll be bringing our own cards and all of that. We gonna get the scoreboard.
No talking across the table.
No, we gonna talk. We might talk.
We need to talk across the table. Y'all don't talk across the table.
Y'all not talk across the table.
So all the speak is on. I don't know it. What do they say?
Talking across the table in spades is you're not supposed to communicate with your partner at all, really. But normally, if two people have been playing for a while and they have real good chemistry, there's ways to communicate without necessarily communicating.
So you know how many books you're going to pull.
I don't even know what else.
It's all about the strategy of the game.
Yeah, I've tried to learn it a couple of different times, and just the ADHD takes over here, right? So what is on the line tomorrow?
I don't know. I'm finding out about this in real time, so I have no idea. What are we playing for?
Pride? Bragging rights, I guess. Oh, here comes Tommy. I think he has something.
Yeah, this doesn't seem really well thought out.
Here he comes.
I think if Mo and Katie go down, they have to give up those rings.
Oh, the ones that you guys won before.
Your championship rings from.
Mo's like, I might have to go get it.
It's like, where's the ring?
Mo's like, I don't remember the name of the pawn shop.
I think I still have it.
Amy spent so much time searching for those bad boys.
I definitely wouldn't have thrown it out. I just got to find it. I haven't seen it in a while.
You mean it's not displayed in your home as soon as you walk in the door?
Yeah, I forgot to buy a case for it. Nah, that never happened.
Okay, so I'm a little confused here. Did Mo and Katie not know this was going down tomorrow?
Yeah, well, yes.
I had no idea. not a clue.
What do we do?
We talked about it.
When?
During our brainstorming meeting, it was one of the ideas I got approved.
Oh, I remember it being in the brainstorming meeting months ago. Yeah, I didn't know it was like on the schedule and going down
Well,
tomorrow.
you're supposed to be ready to go at any moment.
I didn't say it was a problem. I just didn't know. That's
well,
all.
you got to practice.
Well, usually, yes, when you have a partner that you play. I mean, we're playing against a married couple. I'm pretty sure they got some chemistry going on.
Y'all got rings.
Maybe a reminder would have been good.
It would have been nice just to let me know.
Y'all the biggest damn babies I ever seen in my life.
Did he complain about
You want me to tell you when to go to the bathroom, when to wipe your butt?
It'd be nice.
Jesus.
I didn't complain about it. I just said I didn't know
Y'all
what you
better
want me
make
to do.
me cuss up in here.
What are you even mad about?
I don't know what he's mad about. All right, today is follow-up Thursday. So you guys, this is the day that you email us and you guys are like, hey, Bert Show, you're leaving us hanging here. And we don't want to do that.
All right, so Haven suspected her boyfriend was being sketchy with his female best friend. She didn't have solid proof, but she felt uncomfortable with their interactions. So Haven decided it was time to take matters into her own hands and go undercover as, quote-unquote, her boyfriend. She decided to text the female friend from her boyfriend's unlocked iPad with a message that read, I'm gonna come clean to Haven. The friend responded by asking what he meant. Haven continued the conversation, leading to the friend admitting there was a quote-unquote one-time thing. The conversation continued with the friend advising him to come clean without mentioning her involvement. Haven confirmed her suspicions, but now she had to act fast before her boyfriend realized what she did. So what was the fallout?
Hi, Bert Show. I'm glad you reached back out because what I have to tell you is bonkers. Like, it feels like my life is a movie. So after we got off the phone, I decided to cut it off cold turkey. If my boyfriend couldn't be honest with me, then why did I owe him any conversation? Both him and his BFF/lover could put the pieces together by looking at the text, so I blocked them both and decided to never speak to either of them ever again. I was ready to dump his iPad at the nearest Goodwill until someone knocked on my door that night. I had a feeling my now ex would probably show up and try to talk to me once he realized he was blocked. But what I never expected was to see his best friend at the door instead. Honestly, I still don't know why I let her in. I think I was in shock that she would have the nerve to show up. And the craziest thing was she was dolled up, like dressed to the nines with makeup done and hair perfect. Not sure why she decided to dress up to talk to me. Your idea is as good as mine. Anyways, as soon as she came in, she came at me. She told me I owed my boyfriend an apology, that my behavior was way out of line, but that she knew that my boyfriend would forgive me. She quickly followed that up by telling me that he didn't know she was there talking to me. Sure. Before I could even get a word in edgewise, she told me that she understood why I might be upset from the text I had read, but that I had misunderstood. This is when it gets crazy. She told me the text she had sent my boyfriend saying it was a one-time thing was a typo, and she had meant to write it was a one-time thing. She told me that my boyfriend had confessed to her in a very deep and personal conversation that he was interested in moving in with me, but was having conflicting feelings about it. When I asked her what she meant by, I don't think you should tell her it was me, she claimed that she was trying to say that she didn't want him to tell me that she was against the idea of us moving in. I was gobsmacked. Being fed this blatant BS felt so surreal. And the fact she was dressed up like Betrayal Barbie to deliver these rehearsed lines was the cherry on top. So I pretty much laughed in her face. My laughter turned to rage. And while still cackling, I grabbed his iPad, shoved it in her arms, and screamed at her to get out. I locked the door and brushed my hands of them for good. Don't know what they're up to now, but I hope they're married because they deserve each other. Thanks again. Haven.
I knew this was serious when she used the word gobsmacked.
Yeah.
That's one that's just not thrown around a lot.
Never heard that word in my life.
No? It's not used very often.
That's the first.
There's a reason for that.
Do we want to bring it back?
No.
Okay.
Not really. 23% of women say if they see a guy they are dating coming out of this place, it is a deal breaker. It is time to play Lose Bert's Money.
That's a good one.
I don't think we're getting a winner today.
Really?
I don't think we are getting a winner today. 3 contestants. I got $100 here. With each incorrect answer, I take $10 away from that $100. Good morning, Christy.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great.
All right. Where are you calling from?
Norcross.
All right. From Norcross. Christy, you got first crack at this. You got $100 sitting right here in front of you. 23% of women say if they see a guy they are dating coming out of this place, it is a deal breaker, Christy.
I'm going to say strip club.
Strip club. That seems like an obvious answer right there. That is not the correct answer, though.
See, the reason why that's not the correct answer because it was only 23% of women. So I would imagine you catch your man walking out of a strip club, 99% of women are going to be like, so it's like, what are they doing that only 23% are like, I'm going to break up with you?
All right, so now it's Layla's crack at $90. Hey, Layla.
Hi.
Oh, I'm interested in where you guys are calling from.
I am from Decatur.
Decatur, okay. We were just talking about Decatur half an hour ago. All right, so same question here. 23% of women say they see a guy that they are dating coming out of this joint. It is over.
Is it men taking care of themselves, a nail salon or a spa?
A nail salon or a spa is a very good answer. That is not the correct answer. I thought a nail salon would be good. Guys taking care of himself.
I see dudes in my nail salon all the time.
I would think so, too.
I'm there. Good morning, Elizabeth.
Good morning.
Going to ask you the same question in a second. Where are you calling us from?
Cartersville, Georgia.
All right, from Cartersville. 23% of women say they are dating this dude and he comes out of this place. Break up. What is it?
An adult sex store.
An adult sex store. Okay. Sorry, Starship. Nope, that's not it. We are down to how much?
$70.
$70. Christy, same question.
Jail or prison?
Only 23%. Huh?
Pickens be slim.
Have you seen how many people have been writing to these inmates?
Right.
That is a very good answer. Not the correct one, though.
Okay. We're down to 60 for Layla.
What you got, Layla?
Could it be grocery shopping by themselves?
Grocery shopping by themselves.
Oh, no. I love to see a man shopping for himself.
Taking care of himself, right? Not the correct answer.
That was a Hail Mary. Elizabeth, 50. We made it to the halfway mark.
I told you this one's going to be a tough one, too.
Yeah, it is. Because you got to think, 23%. So it's something that not everybody would find off-putting, but these 23% of women did.
I think it's pretty funny, actually.
Would it be a sperm donation center?
That's a good guess.
It is a good guess. I had not even thought of that one. That is not the correct answer.
All right, Christy for 40.
40. 23% of women say they see a guy that they are dating coming out of this place. It is a deal breaker.
My best friend's house.
Your best friend's house. That's got to be up there with about 90%. So, nope, not that high.
All right, Layla for 30.
Could it be yoga, staying with wellness?
What was it?
Yoga.
Yoga studio. No, that is not it.
All right, here we are. Elizabeth for 20.
Would it be church?
Sure. I was actually thinking that.
Really?
Yeah.
It is not church.
All right, last chance,
This
Christy.
is it, Christy. 23% of women say they see a guy that they're dating coming out of this place. It's a deal breaker.
The women's bathroom.
A woman's
Only
bathroom.
23%.
All right. No, that is not the correct answer.
All right, can we guess?
Sure.
All right, if you're Abby, it's Chuck E. Cheese. Is Chuck E. Cheese the number one answer?
Is Chuck E. Cheese on there?
And he's coming out alone?
Yes.
That would be like 99.
Yeah, I think it's higher for sure.
He gonna be coming out of prison next.
You got a guess?
That was my guess.
That was your guess?
Yeah, like a kid's amusement place or whatever.
See, to me, this wouldn't be a deal breaker. It would certainly be funny, though. A tanning salon. You see your man coming out of a tanning salon. That is it for 23% of women.
There we go.
Gen Z, you are being called out yet again, only this time for your prudish behavior. Rebecca?
Not only are Gen Z like giant squares, but they're really, really dumb.
What?
And you identify as a millennial, correct?
I am a millennial. Okay, sometimes I'm kind of a hypocrite because I do call myself a zillennial, which Katie, who is the same age as me, she thinks it's the cringiest thing in the world, which guilty. Because I think the cutoff for Gen Z is 96 and I'm 94. So I'm either like the youngest millennial possible or like the oldest Gen Z.
Gotcha.
And I don't know which one
you're
I
on
wanna
the
be.
cusp.
I'm on the cusp.
You're a cusper.
Rising millennial.
You have a water gun to your head here, and you got to pick a side. What's it going to be?
Ooh.
Yeah. Whose team are you choosing, dude?
Yeah, you got to pick a side. This is America.
I can't. I can't be doing the millennial pause when I'm recording a video.
You're very Gen Z coded.
I feel like I am more Gen Z, probably because I have 2 younger sisters who keep me so young and fresh and hip. So I feel like I'm like Gen Z, honestly.
All right, so you're calling yourself out there if you had to.
A little bit.
This is going to sting a little more then.
Hopefully they still accept me after I come for them in this break. But yeah, they're kind of dumb because
where?
we
You have to say where.
Okay,
Where
we as a
You made a choice.
You picked a side.
the community is a little dumb because media literacy for the youth, it's dead. Like, if you go on TikTok, they act like Saltburn was a documentary.
Oh my God.
Like, you think that's an exaggeration, but I swear they think that actors are not acting. They think that these characters are like real choices by these actors. And I have an example that just happened really recently.
Objection. The graveyard scene was, in fact, Barry Keoghan's choice. So it was a documentary in some ways.
That is true, right? He ad-libbed that, right?
He ad-libbed it.
See, but it's like the difference between creative choices, and Barry Keoghan really wanted to do that. You know what I mean? So I asked, okay, you know, in like all the sci-fi movies, there's always like hypersleep. Like an astronaut will get into a pod and there's going to be fog, and then they're asleep for 7 years and they get to Mars.
Yeah, that's like the Jennifer Lawrence, Chris Pratt movie where they were on that.
Passengers.
Where they were on that, and that was great.
That was supposed to be that's like a rom-com. That was a horror movie, by the way.
Yeah, well.
Okay, anyway, I asked my sister and her friends, who is 26 and a smart person getting her PhD, if she thought hypersleep was real. 4 out of 5 of the friends said yes.
No.
They think that hypersleep is real because they've seen it in movies since they were kids.
Do you remember somebody who used to be on the show and they thought the Mars movie with Matt Damon was based on a true story?
Yes.
The Martians?
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we all just kind of looked at her like, "You're joking," and she's like, "No, it's like it's adapted from a real story," and we're like,
A real story that someone made up.
I swear to you,
Really?
yeah.
I think maybe the segment "Bless Your Heart" moments was born that day.
It might have been. It might have been.
So, yes, they are dumb, but they're also dorks because the common complaint that I always see is that they think that movies nowadays are too sexy and they don't like it.
Too much adult content?
Yes, they complain all the time that they think movies are way too explicit, and they've agreed that it's gotten worse recently.
Well, there is some movies you watch where you're agreeing with
I
this.
kind of
Also?
agree with that one. I feel that one.
There are some.
Yeah.
Can you give examples?
For me, it's just like it's a lot of times I find myself saying I get it. Like, you didn't have to go that far with the scene. Like, we know what happens here. You could have left it at that.
Like, it's gratuitous. There was a time where 2 people walked into a bedroom and you just saw the shot of the dress go to the floor and you kind of knew what was going on.
Yeah.
Not nowadays, man. Show us every square inch.
Exactly.
So do you guys agree? You think it's gotten worse?
I mean, I'm going to have to say no. But again, I know what I watch on a regular basis, and it doesn't involve those scenes.
It doesn't bother me. Yeah, I haven't really thought of too much.
Now, I will say what I have tapped into is, like our fairy corn books. And so I will say the books I read are more explicit, and that's a personal choice.
Yeah, no, those are a tale as old as time. That's been around forever.
Oh, dude, because my mom, when I was a kid, she had a ton of books, and they were those books that had like the Fabio on the front of them, those like lusty books or whatever.
The Harlequin romances.
Yes, Harlequin. So I know that's nothing new.
And I know this is 100% sexist, but I'm seeing way too much dude junk now in those scenes.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
I know.
There's a White
that's what I'm
Lotus
saying.
scene. Have you seen the episode of White Lotus where it's Patrick Schwarzenegger and it's like full front junk?
I have not.
I missed it.
You did? And then apparently Chris Pratt, who's his brother-in-law, because he's married to Catherine Schwarzenegger, saw the scene and complimented him on it. Like, you can't do that.
What's the appropriate response? Like, you just say, "Hey, I saw that scene."
He did.
You acted great in that.
And what do you say? Do you say it's thank you with a question?
You say thank you. Yeah, you say thank you.
you.
Appreciate it.
Whatever Chris Pratt said was so out of pocket to say to your brother-in-law. He's like, "Yeah, no, I didn't avert my eyes. You know what I was looking at, and it was that dude." And I was like, "What?"
Hey, yo, that's a little uncomfortable.
Okay, you ain't got to fess up to it.
Yeah, keep it to yourself.
There are 2 things when I'm watching it and I see that cross my mind. A, jealousy.
Yes.
And B, I'm just reminded that is just I just don't think God put a lot of time into thinking the design on that.
It ain't cute.
He should have got some Georgia Tech engineers in on it because it just wasn't engineered very well.
He was tired at that point.
What do you want it to look like?
I haven't really put a lot of thought into it. I don't know.
Something that just makes you go, wow. It doesn't do that.
Something a little bit like that just feels like it's one of those, those. It's almost like a dartboard where you have the people's parts and you just throw it on to the person.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a penis looks like to me.
like pin the tail on the man.
Yeah, right.
I just feel like he just ran out of ideas at that point.
He's like, here you go. All right, back to Gen Z being prudes.
Okay. So the data is actually really interesting because according to studies, we are currently living in the most sexless time in media history. A study from film data analyst Stephen Follows focused on the 250 highest grossing movies in America since 2000 and rated them on a scale from none to severe when it came to prevalence of sex or nudity. So like Finding Nemo to Saltburn. But even though the fish in Finding Nemo is really sexy. The rugged Gail is objectively
maybe
sexy.
when you're seeing it and doing it so much in real life, you don't want to see it on the screen.
So I think it's about the biggest movies of this past year, like Barbie. None of those scenes. Wicked. None of those scenes.
I think it has less to do with movies and more to do with streaming service TV shows. I feel like now because there's less like primetime ABC shows that had to be a little bit cleaner, now all the shows people are binging on are on Hulu or HBO where there's kind of no rules when it comes to what they can show. And so I feel like that because so many people are binging hours and hours and hours of episodes, it just feels like if there's 2 sex scenes in every episode, it feels overwhelming.
It doesn't like bother me or overwhelm me. I guess I just was never a big fan of watching 2 other people enjoy themselves. It just does. I don't need to see that.
It doesn't do it for you.
No.
Well, what's really interesting is the scenes that are there now, even though there are less, are way more explicit. Yeah. So it's like no longer any Lion King bedroom eyes where the lions just look at each other kind of sexy. And you're like,
You in Disney movies, I don't know what's getting you going with them.
It builds character, so that's how I grew up,
Do you agree with this, Liz?
I think it's bad.
Yeah.
I think it's bad that Gen Z doesn't want anything to be sexier. I think it builds character to see these things on screen.
That's
but also,
true grit right there. Having to watch an entire graphic scene.
Rebecca, if you want to see some more spicy scenes, I can refer you to several websites where you'll see plenty of it.
I appreciate that.
Amazon is telling us not only now will you have an Alexa, but you'll actually use it. How many people in here have an Alexa and actually use it every single day?
You do.
I do.
For what?
Music?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alexa, play blah, 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 blah.
Now everybody's listening.
activated.
You could have said, oh, well, if they're already listening to the Bert Show, you don't need to tell her to play the Bert Show.
Alexa, play the Bert Show.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
There we go. Now it's playing.
Yeah. What do you use it for?
Music, if I want to add things to my shopping list, things like that. Mostly my shopping list.
Wait, shopping on your Alexa is crazy.
Nah, you just tell her like what you want to add, and then she creates your grocery list as you go, so you don't have to make one when you go grocery shopping.
That would stress me out. I feel like I need to see it. You know how there are purchases that they're like big screen purchases and then small screen purchases? To me, that's a big screen purchase.
The Alexa grocery list?
Yes. I just don't trust Alexa.
She gets it right.
Conniving little witch. She's going to start adding stuff to my list. She's going to add Oreos. She's going to sabotage my bikini body.
I think this is coming from a different place, Abby.
This is fun if listeners have their Alexa with them. Alexa, find me some jicama. Find that. Do you use yours?
I do. We have multiple throughout the house. So I use it for speakers to tell people in other rooms, like if dinner is ready. I use it to play bedtime stories after we've read to our kids. They go to sleep listening to a story. Music. From time to time, Alexa will be like, hey, we noticed that 3 months ago you ordered a fridge filter. Do you want a new one? And I'll say yes. I add stuff to the shopping list like Mo does. We have the one with the camera, so we FaceTime on it with my parents. So we really use it a lot, actually.
It's the best when you're in the shower and you need to change the song, but you can't because you're in the shower. So you'd be like, Alexa, change blah, 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 blah.
Or when I'm lazy and don't want to actually type in something on Google, I'll ask her to do it for me.
Yeah.
That's good.
There was 1 year there where people tell me that I'm hard to shop for because if I want something general, I'll just go out and get it because I'm kind of spontaneous that way. So I got like 4 Alexas 1 year and used it for about 3 days, and I realized all I was doing was checking sports scores and the weather, and then I just put it away. But now Amazon is saying, hey, if you're putting that thing away and you're not using it, they are about to step up their game in March. They say the new Alexa, it's called Alexa Plus, is going to be able to order groceries, which I think it can do already now. Can it not? Yeah. Book you an Uber, text people, buy stuff on Amazon, snag concert tickets when they hit Ticketmaster. Also, it's going to be able to browse the internet and complete tasks for you. One example they're given is getting an appliance fixed. It'll be able to find a repair place, set up an appointment, and add it to your calendar all on their own.
I'm going to have Alexa run my Hinge. Alexa, ghost Jason.
It's going to do stuff like if you plan a family dinner, it might remind you that somebody in the family is allergic to gluten. So it's going to get that granular. It will tell you that if it knows you're going somewhere, it will automatically tell you it'll reroute you based on the traffic. So it's supposed to get more sophisticated here over next month.
That's great. I talk to Alexa as much as I talk to my lady when I'm home.
All right, today is Follow-Up Thursday, and in this case, we had some infidelity going on, but it wasn't sexual infidelity. It was food. Infidelity.
There you go.
Waka waka.
All right, Brittany and her husband made a pact to eat healthier this year by cutting carbs and stopping late night snacking. And the pact was actually her husband's idea, and Brittany had been strictly following it. But then Brittany found evidence suggesting her husband was cheating with donuts, powdered sugar on his laptop. There were receipts for donuts, all that jazz. So then she confronted him about the donuts, but he claimed that they were for the office. So then Brittany reached out to us to test if her husband would stay loyal to their diet pact when tempted with free carbs. So we switched things up with our own War of the Carbs, and Tommy created a fake email offering free pastries from Tommy's Doughy Delights. And within minutes, Brittany's husband fell for the trap. He loves a snack, and then he ordered glazed donuts to be delivered while Brittany was at work. We all thought that she should show up at the scheduled delivery time to bust her husband. So did she take our advice or not?
And the update reads, hey, everyone. First off, thank you for helping me catch my husband in his sugary affair. I promised I'd update you on what happened, so here goes. I took your advice about the rice cake donuts and showed up at her house right at noon. So I was out sick that day. Do you all remember what the rice cake donuts were?
Nope.
I do not.
Was she going to exchange the donuts for rice cakes? So when he opened up the donut box, it was rice cakes instead?
Gotcha.
Katie is saying yes.
Yes.
You guys were so right. Dan had actually left work early to intercept these supposed free donuts. The look on his face when he opened the door and saw me instead of a delivery person was priceless. I had put on my best delivery person smile and was holding this pink bakery box with Tommy's Doughy Delights written on it in marker. Thanks for the name inspiration. I even wore a baseball cap and I practiced saying, delivery for Dan, in a chipper voice. When he opened the door, I wish I had a camera. He went from excited to confused to absolute panic in about 2 seconds. I just stood there with this big smile saying, special delivery from Tommy's Doughy Delights. Someone ordered some gourmet glazed donuts. He tried playing it cool, saying, there must be some mistake, while simultaneously trying to block my view into the house, as if I don't live there. I just pushed past him and set the box down on the kitchen counter. Then I said, aren't you going to open your special delivery? I thought you'd be excited after rushing home from work to receive it. When he finally opened the box and saw the sad little rice cakes with holes cut out of them, he just deflated completely. That's when I pulled out the receipt printout you guys sent me showing his response to the fake email. The confession came tumbling out after that. He started going down the list of things he's been doing to hide this affair. We actually ended up laughing about it. We decided to adjust our health pact to include a reasonable cheat day once a week. No more sneaking around. We'll indulge together. So thanks again for your help exposing this donut affair. Dan sends his embarrassed regards and promises to be more honest about his carb cravings from now on. P.S. Tommy, Dan said your description of those pastry options in the email was food poetry and cruel and unusual punishment. He wants to know if there really is a Tommy's Doughy Delights anywhere.
This is the smart thing to do that nutritionists tell you to do anyway, is adjust your health plan so you can't have some cheats in there. Because when you take everything off the table, all you can do is focus on that one thing.
100%.
And that's just sad. Nobody wants to eat sad.
It's a sad eating day. We can't have that. Our producer Katie is a little on the confused side. Maybe a little offended that you weren't told before the actual event.
I am 100% offended that I wasn't told before the actual event. It's just a weird scenario. So I have a group of friends and we've all done okay, who's going to be the first one to get pregnant? And we have a list of bets that we've done over the years. And so it was kind of like shocking when over the weekend I received a text, like an Evite. And so I see it's like, you're invited to blah, blah, and it doesn't show the full message. It's like the preview message on my phone. And when I first see that, I'm like, oh, nobody's birthday's coming up. What could this Evite be? Okay. I open it and it says, she or her. You're invited to a gender reveal. That's all it says. And it has the address, which is the address to one of my closest friends. We're going to call her Jane. And it's for this weekend. So I'm like, okay. Whoa, what's going on here? A gender reveal? I know she's not pregnant. I know Jane is not pregnant. It has 3 hosts listed. It's Jane and 2 of her siblings, like her sisters. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's one of the 3. It's no way. Like, I'm going through a list of emotions right now. I'm like, it can't be. She can't be pregnant. Why would she just send this link here? But then her 2 sisters, they already have kids. Something's so confusing. So I hit up the group chat and I'm like, guys, did you just get the link? They're like, yeah, we all just got the link, the gender reveal. Jane's pregnant. And I said, what? So is this how I'm finding out?
So did they know she was pregnant beforehand, or did they also learn through the gender reveal party link?
They also learned through the gender reveal party link.
What?
Why did you think that Jane would be the last person on that list to be pregnant?
She just didn't give that, hey, I'm first to have a kid type of vibe. She loves her cat.
That was a loaded question. I can't believe you took the bait on that.
You set up lovely.
She was the last one I expected out of the group. I just didn't expect it at all, so it caught me off guard.
To be fair, because some people hold on to this information till they hit a certain point, and I mean, I had a friend that waited till she was way far along before she told anybody. So if you guys are all finding out like this, is she literally telling everybody via this gender reveal link that she is having a baby?
That's what I believe.
Okay.
And the strange thing about it is that months ago, she actually predicted this. In our last conversation, we were all at her house for a Friendsgiving. And one thing that is huge in the Black community, I don't know if this is a generic thing across the board, but if you have a dream about fish, it's basically saying that someone you know is pregnant.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, that's a thing that I grew up. I always grew up that if there's a dream about fish, that means somebody is pregnant. And so,
not necessarily yourself, but maybe somebody you know.
I would have just thought I was hungry.
I know, right?
And so at that Friendsgiving, she was like, y'all, I had a dream about fish. And that's when we're like, ooh, who could it be type of thing. She did not know that day she actually was the one who was pregnant.
Come on,
That's
really?
crazy. So
Yes.
are you perturbed because you'd rather not find out one of your closest friends is pregnant via a gender reveal party link, and you wish she would have told you guys a little more intimately?
Yes, because it just caught me off guard. It's like, I get this link and you're telling me that 4 days later is your gender reveal? Like, it's just so confusing, and I just wasn't expecting it.
She only gave you 4 days notice for the party?
Yeah, like I just got the link. It's this weekend.
Maybe because it's something that she wasn't necessarily expecting. She just kind of wanted to skip through all of the awkward conversations and the questions and just say, here, dang, come on to my gender reveal party and let's all just focus on the celebration and not like the questions that are going to come from this.
I think that's definitely a strong possibility, but it just made me curious, like, how have people just announced their pregnancy?
She's also taken the guesswork out of who her favorite friends are. If you tell everybody at the same time, then nobody can be offended by, oh, she told you first? This is a no-win situation.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was thinking. Like, if she told someone, which I don't know if you said that, I might have missed it, someone else, then I would feel away. But if she told everybody at the same time, I would just think that's what she was on.
Yeah, everyone found out through this link. Like, we're all like, oh.
Well, now that you found out 4 days before the party, this gives you 4 days to figure out how you're going to blow this party off.
Hey,
because this is your history right here.
It is.
You're still good to babysit Jimmy Friday night, right?
Yeah, this is on Sunday. This is on Sunday.
All right, Kaylee, your friend survived deployment in a random type way?
Well, it was just kind of like, just to give you a little backstory. So my daughter, Max, is like her best friend who lives in our neighborhood. That girl's father has been
How long you been doing this? She's got to adjust
Man, this
your
thing
mind.
keeps dropping down. I've tried to adjust my seat 10 times while y'all are talking.
Happens to every host.
I'm going to hold this up. And thank you, Kristen.
You're welcome.
Anyway, so he has been deployed multiple times, but this last deployment, he was gone for like, I don't know, almost a year. And so
It's tough.
I know the guy, and we've hung out a few times. Well, he got back, and what he does is very like top secret. So we don't I don't know where he went and what he's doing.
Can't disclose location or mission or none of that.
Yeah.
Is this a military thing? Because 3/4 of the people I know that say they get deployed say, I can't tell you what it's all about, man. It's classified.
Well, that I don't know, but
I mean, my brother, active Marine, retired from the Marine Corps. We always knew where he went.
You did? Okay.
well, this dude's a badass.
right.
I mean, like he is. He comes back and he is jacked. He looks like he's ready to hurt somebody.
Yeah.
And so the day he got back, it was random. But my wife's like, "Do you want to go eat some Mexican food with the girl and the family?" Because he's back. And I'm like, "Oh, cool, yeah, let's do it." And so through dinner, we're talking, and I'm asking questions and not too many he can answer, but I was like, how is it being gone from your family for that long? Because
Because you're wondering if you have to sign up for the military to get away from your family instead of going to Alaska on that vacation.
No.
As if he would answer in front of his family. It's wonderful.
But think about conversations we have had, and you have heard how long some of us have gone without bedroom activity. So now imagine you're deployed for a year. Therefore, you're having no bedroom activity for 365 days.
Oh, yeah, I'd be saying no to that dinner invitation. I got other things to do.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how it came to be that we were all there around the Mexican restaurant table, but that's the way it was. And and he was saying that a lot of times when he wasn't in action, it was just kind of sitting around. And I was like, well, how do you kind of get through? He's like, man, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share a secret with you
of
how I, really got through, all my downtime. And I'm like, yeah, what is it? He's like, it's going to change your life. And he actually had his I don't know, it's like, the military bag. It's not very big, but it's got the little straps on it where you can hook things. They call it mole, attachments. So he reached in his bag and he handed me this book. And I go, what is this? And it's this stupid fairy porn book.
No way.
The same one the girls in here have been talking about.
Yes, I was like,
A Court of Thorns and Roses.
If he had gotten to the third book, that one scene that everyone thinks is so can you imagine him reading that in an actual war tent?
Yes.
No, he had all of them in his bag, and he goes, here's the first one. And I was like, what?
So he read the entire A Court of Thorns and Roses series while he was deployed.
He's like, it's good.
The Bert Show.